Gems. Welcome back to Gem Talk. I am your host, Niecy G. And today I wanted to talk to you guys about manifesting, co creating love. This is a topic that I don't talk a lot about often anymore. And I think it's just because I had some biases around my own experience with mentoring women all over the world with wanting to co create love. And when I say co create, I am talking about manifesting. Um, the word manifesting, though, has just been thrown around so much. And in the law of assumption community on TikTok, on social media, and it's just something that I don't resonate with anymore. I would much rather just say we're co creating because that is what you're doing. You are co creating with God, the creator. Um, And I also think that it just makes it a little bit more laxed and down to earth because some people take this quite literally that they are God and that they will like lose it if things don't come to fruition as fast or as they would like for them to. And when I say that you are the creator of your own reality, I mean it in a sense of like you can only experience life through your own perspectives as individuals. Even though we are all one, you are still experiencing life from your own individual standpoint. Now, what I have come to recognize from mentoring women all over the world, mind you, I am located in San Diego, California. I am from Georgia and I have mentored women all over the United States. I've mentored women in Thailand and the UK and Turkey, Dominican Republic, and Kenya. Like I've had clients all over the world and I'm so blessed to be able to connect with so many wonderful people, not just women, but just like people in general. I have had clients that are Black, white, gay, straight, Hispanic, trans, you name it, neurodivergent, non-neurodivergence, even though I don't think there's any such thing. But one thing that I would say that we all, and I include myself in this because I had to learn this lesson as well. One thing that we all have in common when it comes to co-creating a relationship is this push and pull dynamic of feminine energy and masculine energy. And we all harbor both, but there is a time and a place for one to shine brighter than the other. The thing that I've noticed with women is that, and when I say women, I'm talking about like the women that I have worked with. I'm not making a blanketed statement in regard to women that I haven't worked with. I can only go off of my notes and the hundreds of people that I have encountered. I have also mentored my hair clients. A lot of my hair clients listen to my podcast and they get in the chair and it's like a therapy session where I just, I've seen them get engaged, I've seen them have babies, I've seen them get married, all sorts of things just by me giving them this information that I'm about to give to you. If you are someone who is just in a monogamous, straight relationship, this is my tidbit of advice. And coming from my own experience. Men fall in love in the spaces that you do not fill. When you are a hypervigilant woman, a hypervigilant person, even, I don't really give a shit what, sex you are, gender, none of that. If you are a hypervigilant person, meaning you are used to doing everything on your own, you're not used to having people there for you. You are so hyper independent. You tend to have a difficult time allowing yourself to receive. Now, feminine energy is you receiving. Your masculine energy is you giving and doing. But what happens is a lot of times, oftentimes, people will want to do something. They want to fill in that gap. For real life example, let's say that you are texting this person that you like. Okay. You're texting this person that you like and they're not texting back. You might have an anxious attachment style, and this person may have an avoidant attachment style. And I'm speaking from experience, you guys. Listen, I am ADHD and I also have an anxious attachment style, or I used to until I healed that. Mm, sorry, I needed a sip of water until I healed that. And what I recognized was I was so anxious that I felt like silence meant rejection. Whereas if I'm dealing with an avoidant person, they might not know how to respond to me. And listen, this podcast episode is for the people that have genuine empathy. And what I mean by genuine empathy, it's an understanding because not everyone thinks how you think. Not everyone is going to feel how you feel. Not everyone is going to respond the way that you would respond. And for me, falling in love happens, naturally, but loving someone is a choice. And I strongly believe that just from off of my own experiences and witnessing my mentorship clients' experiences as well. I can understand my man all day long. I am madly in love with him, yes, but I choose to love him every single day, regardless of his shortcomings, regardless of, his wonderful attributes. He has so many, but I do choose to love him every day. If he's having a bad day, a good day, he's on, he's off, he's happy, he's sad, he's drunk, he's sober. I choose to love him in all aspects of whoever he is that day. Now, when you are dealing with someone who is an avoidant, their nervous system has their own programming and wiring and thoughts and beliefs, just like your nervous system has its own programming, thoughts, and habits and beliefs. This is where the empathy comes in for yourself and for the other person. You have to grant yourself grace. Now, how I shifted the dynamic within my own relationship was I had to get used to receiving. And you guys forgive me, I'm a little nasally still. I had the flu a couple of days ago. So by the time you're hearing this, I'm probably much better, but still super nasally. Um, at any rate, what I have experienced is I had a very difficult time receiving. My man is a very masculine, traditional alpha male. Okay. And I've never had a mature relationship like that where your man is your man. Like my man helped me find my car. Like he steps up when I need him to. But I had to learn to be vocal with him about my needs because he's not a mind reader. So where I was getting conflicted in the past is speaking up about my needs and being needy, right? Like there's one thing that an avoidant attachment style will do is they will abort if they feel that your nervous system is chaotic and in disarray. And you might think, oh, they can't feel that. Yes, the fuck they can. My man feels my nervous system constantly to the point to where I will even test it out like in front of him. Like I will, if I'm anxious about something, I will notice how he shifts with me. Like he might lean away. Um, but if I am calm and I'm present, I'm attentive, I'm not overexerting, overgiving, over loving, like overdoing it, then he leans in. Now, some people will listen to this and say, oh, well, Niecy girl, I don't want to play games. This is not a game. It's not a game. You are choosing to love someone, good, bad, ugly, and different. And you are choosing to give yourself grace as you learn yourself and navigate yourself within your relationship and as an individual. So, whenever I get these women on these coaching calls, these mentorship calls, they will be so desperate for love, so desperate to get married because all their friends are getting married. They're in their 30s. And listen, I'm not married. I am not married yet. And that is because I had to recognize within myself that I wasn't ready yet. I thought I was ready, but I was not. Now I can confidently say, now I'm ready to get married. I genuinely thought I was. If you had asked me this question like last year today, I would be like, hell yeah, he needs to hurry up and give me my ring. I was nowhere near ready. Now I feel like I'm equipped to handle his nervous system and mine. And that's the beautiful thing about your feminine energy or divine feminine energy is that you learn to lead through your femininity and not through your masculine energy. When I am at work, when I'm in the salon, when I am, you know, creating and doing what I need to do, that is me thriving in my masculine energy. I know what I'm doing. I'm calling the shots. I'm running the show. When I am with my man, I am more relaxed and in my feminine energy because I don't have to turn that part of my brain on. I don't need to be on. I don't need to be on guard. I need to receive. And when you do this, your intimacy gets deeper. And when I talk about intimacy, I'm not just talking about sex. I'm talking about like those intimate moments within your relationship where it's like cuddling or kissing or just being in depth where like your partner genuinely melts into you. It is like a feeling I can't even describe, but it is very euphoric. And when you can learn to turn that energy on and off, and you guys, I have mentored lawyers, doctors, event planners, other manifestation mentors, other hairstylists, people in the beauty industry, barbers, even. Like, I have mentored all sorts of people. And people just have a difficult time truly grasping and understanding and knowing, okay, my energy is off. I'm not in alignment. How do I get in alignment? You have got to feel safe and teach your nervous system safety in receiving and allowing someone in to help you. Now, on the contrary of that, no, your partner is not a mind reader. They're not a mind reader, but there is a way that you speak to someone who has an avoidant attachment style. What's so beautiful about the anxious attachment style is that we are hyper aware. So we notice shifts in body language, shifts in tone of voice, all sorts of things. But this is your superpower. Use it to your advantage. Okay, I noticed when I said this, he said that or didn't say anything. Start to take note of that. Get to know your partner on a deeper level and understand what makes them tick and what makes them anxious because they're not as hyper aware. They're aware, they're just not hyper aware, right? You are hyper aware because you're so hyper vigilant and you have learned through your upbringing and life circumstances and situations that, you got to be aware of body language. Like if I knew my mom was coming home from work and the kitchen wasn't clean, I knew she would freak the fuck out. And mind you, I'm like 12 years old at the time, taking care of my little sisters. There's an 11 and 12-year age gap with us. So they would always be with my grandma when I was at school, um, until they were of age to go to school. And then when I would get out of school, if I didn't have practice, my grandma would drop them off at our house and then I would keep them until my parents got home. And my summers were like this too. So I had to become super aware of my mom's body language and if she were upset, um, her tone of voice. Like I watched everything. So I was always on guard. So as an adult in my romantic relationships, and in my friendships too, but mostly in my romantic relationships, I would watch their body language and be like a nervous fucking wreck. And I'm already ADHD. So that plus being hypervigilant was just not it. No bueno, no me gusta. I hated it. So I had to learn like, okay, this means this means that. So when I got in romantic relationships, I was misreading my partner entirely. And when me and my boyfriend now got together years ago, I did this in the very beginning. And if you've been a long time listener, you know the whole spiel. And I'm kind of like counting this episode as like a restart, refresh. I have just been feeling like TikTok is still so performative to me. And I really just love the vibe of the podcast. And it's just chill. It's like, you know, you get to sit and talk to your homegirl for a little bit. So I want to put more focus and attention on my podcast. But at any rate, what I had to learn was, okay, I'm being hypervigilant in my relationship and I don't have to be, which then created unforeseen circumstances within my relationship that I didn't want. And I'm not making excuses for people's poor behavior, but, um, that caused my man to not feel so confident within himself. It caused him to not feel confident within our relationship and vice versa. But once I have truly learned how to allow space within my relationship, I taught my nervous system that it was safe. Because in past relationships, silence and ghosting meant infidelity. Not telling me how you feel meant you didn't love me. And you are the creator. You are the God of your reality. So you're the one that is assigning these meaning to these different situations, scenarios, and circumstances. No one is creating this shit in your mind but you. Like I had this other mentee and she will create these stories all day long about why her specific person isn't responding to her. Or like he's doing this, he's doing that. He's not doing this. And he said he wanted to see me, but he hasn't initiated. And it's because you're so fucking anxious that they feel that. But if you were just to relax, and everybody says, well, I want to be myself, Niecy. I'm soft and loving and a lover girl and a this and a that. That's fine. So am I. But I know when my man needs that part of me and I allow him to give to me first. I allow him to come to me first because allowing him to come to me teaches his nervous system that it is safe to give to her. It's safe for me to step over here. If he feels my anxious attachment style, he's going to be like, oh my God, just chaotic energy, abort fucking mission. But if my nervous system can teach his nervous system that it is safe to give to me, then my nervous system says, okay, I have received. Next, let me move into showing affection and giving and being in my flowing femininity. And I think that this episode is going to be so enlightening for you all because we battle with this constantly of like how to give, how to receive. You've got to get comfortable receiving. Once you get comfortable receiving, the way that you communicate with your partner who is anxiously attached to you is everything. You don't say, you don't cuddle me enough. You don't do this. I wish you would take me on a date every once in a while, especially for those that are in relationships and you're trying to shift the dynamic because we always talk about manifesting a new relationship. For those of you that are also in a relationship, this is for you too. That's nagging. Nobody wants to hear a naggy ass bitch all day long. They don't. I don't. You don't. They don't either. So whenever you are shifting the dynamic within your already created relationship, you do that by changing the way that you communicate. You are communicating in a more secure attachment style. So when your avoidant comes in, you sing their praises when they do something that's good that you like. It's like a dopamine hit. It's a reward for them. Listen, Men are naturally hunters. They're going to go after what they want. You were pursued in the first damn place. You're going to be pursued afterward. If you relax and allow the pursuing, you guys get so anxious that you're like, I got to fill in the gap. I haven't heard from him. I need a text. They're going to forget about me. Are you forgettable, honey, or not? I am unforgettable. I leave an imprint on everyone, my listeners, my viewers, my hair clients, my relationships, my friendships, whatever. I am unforgettable, undeniably me. You need to have that same feminine concept and self concept. And what's the word that I'm looking for? I can't put my finger on it. I had a brain fart. Y'all know I'm ADHD, bear with your girl. So whenever you have that confidence, that's what I was looking for, my feminine confidence, that's going to shine so bright and they're going to feel that shift immediately. When I shifted the dynamic within my relationship, my man felt it immediately. How did I know? Because his responses were different. The way that he came to me was completely different. The way that he interacted with me was completely different. It was so amazing and so pure. It was literally like we just melted into one another because I finally got safe with receiving in my relationship. I stopped overexerting myself and overgiving, thinking I had to prove myself, even to small things. Like if I had an off day and he would be like, hey, my love, what are you doing? I used to feel like I had to be doing something productive so he didn't deem me as lazy. And I'm like, I'm not lazy and it's okay for me to rest. Sorry, I needed water. It's okay for me to rest. And so I just tell the truth. I'm like, I'm resting, I'm relaxing. Like we're allowed as human beings to chill. You don't have to always be on go mode. And people might say, oh, Niecy, that's easy for you to say. You have a business and you can create income and all. Well, and so can you. You're no different than me, but I don't want to get into that today. But relaxing in your feminine energy and teaching your nervous system that is safe to receive is imperative. And I want you guys to learn that. If you want a part 2 or a deeper dive on this, comment, let me know. You guys, I love communicating with you. So comment and let me know what you need from me. That way I can make an episode about it and have some conversations with you all. I love it. If you are wanting one-on-one mentorship with me, I have 2 levels of mentorship that are currently available. My private VIP mentorship, where you get to meet with me twice a week and text me, is currently closed. There is a wait list for that. And then there's still the platinum manifestation plans. I love those, especially if you are a go at your own pace type of person. Those would be wonderful for you. And I got a very important question on TikTok the other day about if my workbooks and courses are videos. They are not. They are not videos, but they are designed in a way that will help people that are neurodivergent, especially the custom manifestation plans. Because if you are like autistic, someone asking you an open ended question like, how do you feel today, could send your brain into a plethora of thoughts. So I create all of my stuff with that in mind, just because I've worked with so many different types of beautiful brains all over the world. And I want to create a safe space and a space where you thrive, not where you're leaving more confused. So just message me and be like, Niecy, I have X, Y, and Z, and this is what I need. And I will get that to you. But you have to communicate with me and let me know what you need. I love you, gems, and I will see you all in the next episode.